one more time. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order of the Town of Lake Clark Shores Code Enforcement Board. Time is 6:33, December 8th. Emily, would you like to call the roll, please?
Paul Hughes,
Present.
Benjamin Hartman, Ariel Hernandez, Gerard Sanchez,
Present.
Robert Gonzalez, Deb Moody,
Present.
Debbie Gregorian.
Present.
We'll now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
thank you. The chair would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item of business would be board comments and some comments from the town's attorney.
Originally, we had planned on doing this at the end of the meeting, but the town administrator had a conflict, so we're going to do it at the beginning of the meeting. There are two items I wanted to discuss with you. One is the issue of notice by code enforcement board members to the code enforcement officer or to the town of possible code violations. The fact that you're on the board does not make you a second-class citizen. You still have all the rights that all the other citizens have. And you certainly have the right, if you see what you see as a potential violation or a violation, you have the ability to bring that to the attention of the town. But you're no longer now an impartial observer. And if you are the one who initiated the inspection by the code officer, then you will need to recuse yourself from any hearings on that matter. And I just wanted to let you know that if you do feel compelled to bring an issue to the attention of the town, just know that you'll have to not participate in the discussion of the hearing on that matter if a violation notice is issued. The second item is the issue of the roofs. They've been a complicated issue for a couple of reasons. One is, of course, that when someone discovers their roof is leaking, they obviously take steps to prevent additional damage, and that is, in most cases, the placement of a tarp on the roof. You, as the code enforcement board, have the ability to, based on the circumstances and conditions, give that property owner additional time to come into compliance, because currently, if they discover there's a leak in their roof and they contact one or more roofers to get an estimate on the repair and then ultimately sign a contract, it can take 3 to 4 months before the roof is repaired. And if the homeowner is pursuing the repair, clearly you have the ability to give them 2, 3, 4 months time, because they can't get it done any faster than the contractor will show up on the site and begin work. It's frustrating, but that's the nature of the beast today. And you clearly have the ability to take that into consideration. The issue that's become a little more complicated is the issue of homeowners who are not taking any action to repair their roofs because they're in litigation with their insurance company, or have a claim with their insurance company. And in some cases, those claims are legitimate. But there has been a rash of businesses going to homeowners and saying, we can find damage to your roof, which we believe your insurance company should repair. And they file the claim and the insurance companies deny the claim. And some of those claims are just not legitimate. The insurance company is in some cases correct that it's not covered by the insurance. And the fact that a homeowner is pursuing a claim against their insurance company is something you can consider, but it is not something that should cause the matter to be prolonged. In some cases, we've had some lasting as much as a year. And that's a private matter between the homeowner and their insurance company. And I realize there are issues regarding that, because if they repair the roof, the insurance company may have other issues. But we need to go ahead and issue the violation if the violation is appropriate, and impose the fine. And when they come back in to compliance, they can come back to the board and ask for reconsideration. But to bring them back month after month after month is just not necessary. So I wanted to bring those two items to your attention. Now understand, you all have the final authority. You're an independent board. You make the decisions, not the staff. The staff can have a recommendation, but ultimately you make the decision. And if there's an appeal of a decision, it's not to the town's administrative offices, it's not to the town council, it's to the circuit court. So you ultimately have the ability to make whatever decision you feel is appropriate. But I wanted to advise you of the fact that there's no reason, just because someone's in litigation with their insurance company, to prolong a matter month after month after month for even up to as much as a year, because it doesn't take that long to repair a roof. It could take 4 months, it could take 5, depending on the circumstances, but typically it's taking 3 months. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I also want to discuss one other item, but because it's scheduled for a hearing, we'll do it during the hearing, and that's on the pool fence. And I'll discuss that when we get to that item on the agenda.
Okay. Any comments, questions?
Thank you.
Charlie, I have a couple comments. One, is there a mechanism available to remind a board member that they sent a complaint, or they forwarded a complaint to the town's
Yes,
officer?
because the complaints are not anonymous.
Right.
And so it is possible to remind them that if they have instituted an inspection, that they should then not participate in that particular hearing.
Yeah, because I think it could take 2 or 3 months for a complaint to actually come before the board.
Oh, absolutely.
The other comment I'd make on the cases of the roof related to insurance companies is I believe that we've been pretty cooperative and lenient with those cases until it comes to a point where it just seems like nothing's happening.
And unfortunately, litigation is no longer a quick process. It is a very slow process, and it can take years for a matter to be resolved in the courts. Now, part of that's scheduling of the courts and the amount of cases. part of it's the fault of the attorneys, because if you don't set it for a hearing, it's not going to be heard. And so there's multiple reasons. And when the plaintiffs are aggressive, the defendants can drag their feet and ask for additional time, and vice versa. So for a number of reasons, it's a slow process.
Right. Anyone have anything else? They want to?
Pretty clear.
No. Okay. The next item of business would be the consent agenda, which includes the approval of the minutes of the October 27th, 2021 meeting, any unfinished cases now in compliance, and any new cases now in compliance. Dana, are there any unfinished cases that are now in compliance?
Yes, on the first page, case 210409. On the second page, all three cases, 210417, 210418, 210419.
All in compliance.
Correct. On third page, first case at the top, 210420. And then the case just above the last one, 210317, I happened to notice on November 1st that fence was completed. So we'll say in compliance for that.
Okay.
And last page 4, 210356, just below the second
Mhm.
portion, and that will be all of them.
Well, it takes a lot of them.
Yes.
Dana, is there anyone here that we should consider taking first?
Yes, and I've already checked with Mr. Grosky. If we could go ahead and hear Mr. Allison's case, he's the last one,
Okay.
so that he can head to his game.
No objection that we go ahead and take that?
No.
Okay. Dana, would you like to?
Paul, first you
ma'am.
have to do a motion. A motion to approve.
Oh, I missed it, didn't I?
Yeah,
Can we have a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Emily.
mhm.
Disclosure of visits. Anyone that, well, I really jumped forward, didn't I?
Yeah.
Anyone that, any of the members that have been by any of the properties that are going to come before us tonight, if you would acknowledge that at the time, or if you've had any conversation with any of the property owners, you could let us know at that time. Anyone that's going to speak before the code board tonight, if you would please stand and be sworn in by the town's attorney.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now I think we can
Now we can go to Sergeant Allison.
go to case 210375, Malcolm Allison. Dana, can you bring us up to date on that?
Yes, he's been in contact with me. He had just 2 sections on the front of the house to finish. He has just a little bit more to go. He's almost done. I took a photo to show you that he did do a portion of it.
Okay.
Emily should have it.
Yeah, I would like to just say a few things. So I was told that the permit was issued, but it was not picked up. And so someone left a voicemail to inform that the permit was ready. And so I don't think it was paid either.
But that's not his violation.
No,
So
you're right.
Okay, so
I can follow up with him on later.
Mr. Allison,
Yes. First, thank you for opening the first, and happy holidays to everyone here.
You
Last
too.
time I was here, the board was more than helpful in pointing me in the right direction as far as obtaining everything. Lieutenant Fisher, like she said, has been more than helpful. It was a fence violation. I had to do the whole back along canal and then the front. We are in the time of holidays, so I don't want to give you guys a lot of excuses, but it's almost done, like Lieutenant Fisher said. The supplies will be picked up on December 21st. My first day off, my only day off this entire month is December 22nd. So the old fence will be taken down that day. The new post will be set in concrete. And then on the 23rd is when the fence will be complete.
Okay. And our next meeting is
January 26th.
January 26th. Mr. Allison, do you think your fence will be all said and done by then?
Before Christmas, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And any questions or comments for Mr. Allison by anyone?
You will have the permit paid for and
Yes,
picked up
I was
on
unaware
site.
that it's ready, but yes, I will pick that up.
Mhm.
Are you guys open tomorrow? Try to swing by tomorrow.
Are you doing that yourself or? you have a
This
con-
last section, yes, but for the back and the gate part in the front, that was done by a contractor, yes.
It's very pretty. It
Good.
looks good.
Still has to be stained and painted.
Okay, so I would think that if Mr. Allison has his work done before the next meeting, he wouldn't need to come before the
Right. Right.
board. Would anyone like to make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. But basically, I mean, technically speaking, it's still in violation. So I move that, well, we know it's moving forward, that the fence will be finished by our next meeting of January 26th.
That's correct, sir.
And permit will be paid and then we'll be in good standings with the town of Lake Forest Shores. We move it to the next meeting.
Okay, so I think the motion is in case 210375, Mr. Malcolm Allison, the board finds that Mr. Allison is still not in compliance, but working towards compliance, and then if his fence is completed by the time of the next meeting, case will be closed. That's pretty much it?
Yeah.
All those in favor? Oops, you made the vote. All those in
I'll
favor of the
second that.
motion? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, thank you, Mr. Allison.
Thank you for coming in.
Appreciate it.
Emily, do you have the amount for his permit for him by any chance, or?
I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the portion of the fence done by the contractor.
I'll ask Melissa in the morning and I'll check the fees and come get it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
No problem. Have fun.
we should have commented that, but
Yeah.
that's okay. Let's see, that would take us to, I think, case number 210377, under continued cases, Mr. John Gigliotti. Dana, would you like to bring us up to date on that one?
Yes, Mr. Grosky, am I saying your name right? Yeah, sorry, I apologize. He's here to speak on behalf of the property. They need some more time. I can attest that there has most definitely been cleanup on the outside, but he has just one guy that's kind of been helping, and he was explaining to me that he's actually paying the gentleman to help with it. So they did get a lot of the metal stuff out of there, like a refrigerator that was on the front porch, and there was quite a bit of other trash, but he still has a little bit of a ways to go. So it is definitely a work in progress, but he's here to speak a little bit about it.
Okay, sir, would you like to come up?
Yes, sir. Yeah, like she said, we were here last time Joyce spoke, and as you're aware, her uncle died, passed away, who owned the property, and then her brother, who supposedly was supposed to be taking care of everything, that moved into the property, he passed away a few weeks later. And then we came here, and like Joyce said, she wasn't even aware there was any violation. Till we got the notices and got to the house and saw, what was on the door. And I'm a longtime member, friend of the family, so I've known them for over 30 years. I knew her father and the uncles and everybody. But to get to the issue is that I'm also the real estate agent, and although I'm not responsible to clean the property, they're very longtime friends. So I've been chipping in because number one is they are still in probate. They don't even have, the proper documentation of ownership. I am working with Bruce Greer with Joyce to gain to get go finish the probate, that we're going through. We started the day after we left here of the last meeting. Bruce, as like what your lawyer was saying, we put the paperwork in, all the paperwork was finished about a week ago, and the courthouse is saying 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks to get the proper paperwork. But even since, I've been helping them because they don't have a lot of money. She's pretty much, trying to make ends meet as it is. So I've been actually putting out money, and I've been over there, and we've taken out, you wouldn't believe how much garbage. I mean, the pictures can't even tell you from what was there to what we've been doing. We've been filling up trailer after trailer after trailer every day, and to try to get people out there to help, because they can come and then they got to go somewhere else to finish. And then they say, oh, we didn't realize it was this much. We'll come back tomorrow. So, we've been hauling so much trash out of there. It's crazy. And as a matter of fact, we've now, we've called a couple of contractors, and they're talking like $18,000 to clean everything. And they said it would take them maybe 2 months to really, that's inside and outside, to really get the place up and clean, So the big issue here is the time it's taking. I was talking to your code enforcement, and she suggested we get a roll up over there, big dumpster. And I didn't even know if I was legally allowed to do that. I didn't know if we can put a roll up, in those roll off dumpsters. So I guess the next step now is to get one of those there. I have a bunch of guys ready to start cleaning. The thing is they can't be there every day every minute. And even the cleanup crews we call, some of them are 2-3 months out. That's why I'm actually out there mowing the lawn and helping with the cleanup myself. And I'm just a real estate agent. So, Joy just asked me, I told them they couldn't even get here because they're in Staten Island, and she's got to keep her business running. She has a comic store business, and this is the busiest time of the year for them, is right before Christmas. So that's why I volunteered once again, to come and speak on their behalf. But like your code enforcement said, that you got a lot of garbage out of there already. The antenna's gone. You mentioned, I think it was Deb last time, said something about the washing machine on the side of the house. I mean, we got more than what you asked for is gone. I mean, tons of it. So the guy I talked to today, I got the gentleman that's been, doing the scrapping for me. He's got a crew together, and we're meeting tomorrow, and we're going to actually put a time frame together and get on it, and at least get the outside of the house, at least the front and the side where people can see it, as clean, as quickly as possible, get it cleaned. So that's what we're working on now. But if you walked around the place or saw, these pictures don't even describe what was there. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, we got rid of air conditioners today, the antenna. I mean, there was just thousands and thousands of pounds of stuff that we brought to the recycle place. It was crazy. So now, I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point. It's just up to you guys. It's about, how much more time, but I will work on getting at least the front and the side immediately.
I would
taken
think the
care of.
rear as well. Isn't that visible from the water?
Not as bad.
No, not really, because the trees
But-
kind of block it, but.
But
Yeah.
the trash in
We're
the back,
working on
it.
he can get out. There's not as much as there was. And just for the record, the photos that I have, like that's on the screen right now, it does show the antenna, but he just showed me an updated photo. They went there just a little while ago and pulled
Yeah.
it down so that one could be in compliance. So it's
Yeah, I
just
got
the
the
trash.
pictures, if you want to see the pictures there. I showed them to her. They're gone. But we had the hoarder people there, and they actually said in the 30, 40 years of business, they've never seen anything like it. So, we were just handed a pile of garbage. And it's, we're just working as fast as we can. Like I said, I'm using my money to help her out because, just because of the friendship thing.
I think you
Yeah.
mentioned the last time you were here that you had buyers already lined up.
Oh, yeah, they're ready. Oh, I've got offers ready to rock. I mean, they're.
But it needs to go through probate first.
Well, we needed three or four more weeks of probate. So by the time you said your next meeting's in January, whatever, the house might even be gone by then. It might be sold. And these contractors I talked to, one of them's a contractor, one of them is the next door neighbor. He sent his friend over and he wants to buy it. So, I mean, we've got offers already that are totally acceptable. So I'm already, I got a contract with her now. I didn't bring it with me, but she had, even though she signed the contract with me, according to how the lawyer told her to state it, because, she had to sign as a person. She's supposed to be the trustee, but the problem is even going through the house, going through paper, we can't find the trust. The trust, and the lawyer died. So that was another problem. The original trustee lawyer, he passed away. Now, they also have keys to a safety deposit box, which we should be able to get into within the next 2 weeks too. And that may be where the trust is, and we're trying to get into this. And also we found out there is quite a bit of money in his bank account. I think one of them had 17,000. One of them had a little bit more. So Bruce Greer right here in Lake Worth is the attorney that's handling the case. And he said we should be able to get into that within the next 2 or 3 weeks. So then she'll have a pile of money to work with. She's willing to, put it all out there, and I've offered to give it to her in advance. She just, signed a piece of paper with me saying that she'll reimburse me, and I've just been doing everything. And, I'm just a one-man band just trying to help a family out.
Well, I think it's great that you're helping and volunteering like that. I think the priority for the board is the fairness to the immediate property owners that are faced with looking at what's there, and the priority would be to with officer,
Right.
code enforcement officer, to at least get the junk that's there, that's visible to the neighbors, cleaned up. I mean,
That's what we're working on.
we don't so much care about the way it looks inside. It's outside.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yes, because in reality, the inside is closed. You can't see it. So it is just the outside that he has to clean up.
Yeah, I fixed the door.
Yeah, it's fine. The door's
Yeah,
fine.
I put locks on the house too. There were no.
This
Oh,
house is on the lake? It's on the water canal?
It's on the water.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, from the two neighbors of each side of that property, can they see
So
into the
they
backyard?
They have shrubbery, so not.
They got a fence
So
and
much,
actually, on the south side is like a 8-foot fence. And on the other side is like a 5-foot fence. I've talked to the neighbors already, and they know what's going on. And I mean, although they're not code enforcement, they're trying to get their friends, they're the ones that sent me buyers too.
Can you
So-
do something about rodents?
I don't know anything about the rodents, but I can bring,
In this condition, there would be rodents, so.
I can bring rat boxes over there and put those out, I can, I don't want to catch them, but I can put the rat boxes with the poison in them.
And
Dana, are those pictures today?
Yes.
That's actually after a lot of cleanup.
Yeah, they've
That's
definitely
after a
cleaned up,
lot
but
of
they still have
cleanup.
some stuff to go.
I mean, that's after trailer after trailer after trailer of stuff. That's where the laundry room, the washer, the dryer, and air conditioners and compressors. And see, we're trying to get rid of all the stuff that could be taken straight to recycle out of there first.
So our next meeting is over 6 weeks away. Is that correct?
You said something about.
Yeah.
It's on January
Yeah.
26th.
26.
So you think you can accomplish a lot between,
I think we can not only accomplish a lot, we can probably have it sold and have somebody in there with a backhoe by then.
okay,
Because our biggest thing is probate and, trying to get into the bank accounts and, we're doing things to a property still owned by the John Gigliotti Trust. And we don't have, full authorization yet from the county to sell it.
Right.
Which we will have, and we are guaranteed that, they already said that nobody else came forward.
Right.
They've already put out all the notices, all the other relatives, and everybody signed off. So that's going through Bruce Greer, attorney.
Yeah.
So we've already got that paperwork and it's all in, and now it's just a matter of getting the deed.
Our concern is to get the property presentable.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
But I would think it'd be all the way around, including the backyard, because obviously.
Oh, no, that is part of it. They've allowed
yeah.
me to
No.
walk on the property and look at it.
Oh, yeah.
Some of those, there's photos to the back too.
Yeah, we got
But,
her out
but
there.
they have cleaned it up a lot. There's still some stuff left, yes.
So the property is still in violation of the codes.
Yes,
Would
for that
someone-
one.
Someone like to make a motion?
There's the back.
Yeah, and that's after like truckloads and truckloads of stuff
Yeah.
already gone.
So what would be accomplished by the next meeting is what because it's still,
It may be totally sold and totally, all
right,
that
but if it's
stuff.
not sold, yeah, I think it's more,
irrelevant.
I think
Yeah.
what's the most important is absolute, everything just cleaned up all
Okay,
around,
that's what I'm
but all
working on.
around the property. Because I know, and you're right about the rodent, we're on a lake, that's plenty of things that can live in,
Well, we
and all
got,
that, and shelter in it.
I don't know,
Oh,
I
but
don't know what it eats rodents, but we got those big we got iguanas like this big back there
They
now.
can be a problem too.
Yeah. I mean, I went back there and I was like, whoa, Godzilla.
Okay.
My property is not adjacent to this property, but I'm right down the street.
Yeah.
So, and with rodents coming off the lake as it is.
even the clean houses have rodents
Yeah.
from the
You
water.
know, I'll
Yeah.
get I'll get those, those big, I mean, that's why, I don't really want to catch them, and I don't know what's worse,
Well,
catching them or
the-
just poisoning them.
Home Depot has the Victor rat bait boxes.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
They're $18.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They're
thinking.
much more reasonable than a lot online. I had to buy some for 2 properties that are perfectly clean.
Yeah.
But there were rodents. They saw them run across the back of the yard, so I put bait boxes out, and that has eliminated the problem even on clean
cool.
property.
Well, let me say, if it's not sold, when I'm talking about sold, it's
Wait,
sold.
no.
So if
I know what you're saying.
by next meeting,
Yeah, I got a guy coming tomorrow. I'm contracting a guy tomorrow. He's meeting me there with a whole bunch of people, and we're gonna put a price together, and I told him whatever it takes, I just want it, I want it clean. So,
So
You know,
the Chair would entertain a motion.
Well, I would be in favor of a motion that requires that they be in compliance by our next meeting, or a fine in the amount of whatever our maximum fine would be imposed,
I think-
beginning that date.
I think that would be $250 is the maximum fine.
Okay.
That's your-
This has been going on for a few months. I understand that nobody is local.
we just
but-
got the death certificate a week ago,
She didn't know.
she didn't even
Remember?
know, yeah.
Right.
You guys were still remembering when Paul was alive.
right,
So she kind of just came in the mix. She didn't know that he
Right.
had passed away.
But it has been a
Always
problem for a while.
So the motion in case 210377 is the property remains in violation and that the property caretakers be given, and owner be given till January 26th, 2022 meeting, or a fine of $250 may be imposed.
Correct.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. All those in favor?
aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
As far as the notices, where they're being, I know it's the only way I'm getting them is they're on the door. Is there any way to get them mailed either to me or to Joyce or some of the attorney or somewhere where we?
Sure. I mean, she said that you're a representative.
Yeah.
I can mail them to you.
Okay,
You want me to email them to you?
Great.
Yeah.
This way I know everything and I know.
If you just make sure that,
I
Make
know
sure I get your
I know I
email.
gotta finish cleaning and
if
believe me, I've been mowing lawns myself over there. It's,
you just make sure Officer Fisher has information, that'll
Yep.
take care of it.
I give it to them.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate
Thank you.
everything.
Appreciate for coming in.
I think that's it. Oh, no, one more. Case 210342, Shannon Logsdon,
Okay. Yep, I'll mail it. I'll email it. No problem. Thank
swimming
you.
pool in disrepair.
You're welcome.
Logsdon, Dana.
So I did, go ahead and grab a photo. They've been working there. All the pallets of material are now around the pool. So it looks like she kind of just has the pool left.
So you mean like they repaired the deck or something like that?
Yeah. Oh no, it's all replaced. It's travertine. It's beautiful.
Okay.
But you can see the pool. I guess you do the deck and then the pool, maybe? I don't
So
know
they
how
made
that works.
progress, but the pool's still not finished.
Yes.
Anything else?
She reached out to Emily and spoke with Emily a little bit.
Yeah, that was last week, and work was being done. Of course, it takes more time than I guess it should. She's trying to sell the property, so she definitely wants to get the work done, she told me. And she had mentioned that she would come to this meeting, but she's not here. She was getting worried about the amount of the fine, but she told me that the board had told her that if she was doing everything right and that she, put everything the way it should, that the fine would probably be waived. And I told her, well, it's up to the board. So, that's why I told her to come here.
Who put in the travertine? Did they have a permit for that?
Oh yeah, she has.
Yes, I'm guessing it's part of the pool permit. I know that the permit was picked up and that no inspections were done or requested.
Wouldn't they need to have inspections to be at this point?
I don't know, like I didn't walk back there. I just kind of went up to the fence. There was still some travertine piled up near the door. Maybe they're not complete. I'm not sure.
So the property is still in violation. The options are to continue the $100 per day fine or impose a lien on the property.
At what point do we impose a lien? If it continues, or do we do that now at the beginning?
It started when, Dana? Realizing that,
August 25th is when the fine started.
Wow.
no, when the case,
When the
Yeah,
first violation was issued?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. June 22nd of 2021 was the initial violation, and then August 16th of 2021 was when it was given the first code board meeting.
When was the permit pulled, or when did they start actually
So
working on this?
I do remember her having issues with getting a company too.
Right,
So that's
yeah.
where kind of took some time. She didn't, I can't say that she ignored us or anything like that.
So the fine is now up to $10,500.
Yeah.
So what would you like to do? Or what do you think we should do?
How is her progress? This is the only progress? It's just obviously just the travertine that was just put in, or how long is that travertine? I mean, in other words, I guess I'm just surprised they haven't had.
Since our last
So,
meeting, right?
I don't know how it works. I haven't talked to her. I'm not sure where she's at. I just knew that she was doing the deck and the pool. she went more than we asked because I was just
You know, we got
going
six,
for the pool.
right. I think we got six more weeks. I say we continue on with the fine. And if she doesn't have this all completed and done by our next meeting, we impose the lien.
I second that.
Okay.
I'm sure she would appreciate that.
So-
One more time.
Any further discussion?
I'm gonna-
Ready to vote? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Emily, you have that, okay?
Yep.
Okay. Is there any further business? There's no new cases, so there's.
Hold on a minute.
No,
hold
there
on a
is.
minute.
Where?
So we
The
have to,
pool,
the Basilone one that we have to talk about. So I noticed it was in compliance on November 1st. So that's just
Which one are we in?
the pool fence. And then Charlie had some stuff to discuss about it.
That's case 210317 on page 3.
I'm lost. Which one is?
page 3,
Yeah,
and then 21-0317. It's right there in the,
Which he said was in compliance.
yeah.
it's in compliance,
so
but
I-
now they're.
Yes, but we have to talk about it with Charlie.
Yeah,
Okay.
there are fines on it.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
one where you guys had two.
There are actually 2 fines on the property. One for having it unfenced. And that fine, I believe, is $4,500 until they put up the temporary fence.
Right,
But the board imposed a second fine until they actually put in the permanent fence.
right.
The problem is with that second fine is there was no notice of violation once they came into compliance with the temporary fence. And now you have 2 fines running, one for a temporary fence and one for a permanent fence. And in reviewing the matter, it's my opinion that the fine for the permanent fence is inappropriate and should be removed.
Does this not already have a lien for the first temporary fence?
And that fine is perfectly okay and appropriate, yes.
And a lien has been filed on that.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're
My
suggesting
recommendation is that you
dismiss it.
dismiss the fine on the permanent fence issue and find them now in compliance.
Okay. Any discussion? Would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we find them now in compliance, that the lien in the amount of 4,500 stands, but the daily running fine on the permanent fence be dismissed.
Is there a second?
I second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries. I think that's it. Any further comments? Charlie?
No, that's all I have.
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, happy holidays.